Damon Bruce here, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. It's Tuesday Hoops, and it's next. It's the Boston Celtics going up against the Golden State Warriors. And now we send you out to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. I'll catch up with you again at halftime.
And we see a while ago the Warriors get, and now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. First for Boston, speedy backcourt of Rondo and Bradley. And it's Kelly Olynyk out of Gonzaga, a 7-footer with inside-outside offensive skills. In the middle at center. He's thrilled for this one. Everyone will be watching now how he does in his first NBA official game. Then there's Green, and it's Bass in at the 4. And for Golden State, Curry and Thompson, the splash brothers in the backcourt. And at the pivot, a terrific defender and all-around player, the Australian sensation, 7-footer Andrew Bogut. And there's Iguodala. And it's Lee in at the 4.
Well, Iguodala moved on from the 76ers to the Nuggets last year, now signs a free agent contract with the Warriors. It looks to be a really good fit. I mean, all that shooting around him, just with the way he can run and defend, should allow Iguodala to be the playmaker that really is his natural game.
Clock at 6. Thompson for 3. It's rebounded by Bass. Boston with the ball. It's a 3-point game. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Kevin, here's what the Celtics head coach had to say when we spoke just a few minutes ago. A big factor in this game, he said, is how well they do to contain the young shooter Klay Thompson, saying Thompson can really give you trouble coming off screens. We've got to have all-out energy fighting to stay on his hip, and then we need to pressure on the ball handler to try and delay the pass. Kevin, both jobs are hard.
Thanks, Doris. Back to Curry. Golden State moving it around. It's Bogut with the drive.
Yeah, he's the master of the kickout. Loves to get the ball down on the low block and have the defense collapse around him and then find an open teammate on the outside.
And you've also got to love what a forceful low-post defender he is. If he blocks one of your shots, you remember it. He sends them into the stands to make a point.
He's perfect from the line this time. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Boston off to a slow start. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Knocked loose. Iguodala with the steal. To the inside. Lays out. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession.
You know, it's always a challenge and a race to get into the playoffs in the West, and the Golden State Warriors were able to do it in large part because they went 19-11 against the Eastern Conference last season, and every win was huge as they secured the 6th seed in the West.
And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Here's Curry. Pass to Thompson. Back to Curry. Knocked away. It's off his leg. And the official saying it was kicked. And getting back to the Warriors against the East, they ended up going 500 or better against every division, Steve, in the conference.
Well, they were consistent, there's no question. And a big part of that was their defense improved so much and their rebounding. That's something that Mark Jackson really emphasized this past season, and it paid off in a big way. Golden State really became a very consistent club.
And Bradley gets it to go.
Boy, that was impressive, Clark. He did not hesitate to take the ball right up against the bigger defender.
Boy, I like that aggressive mindset there, Steve.
Now here's Curry. Back to Bogut. He passes to Curry. Traps in the tray. Curry's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
And it's Rondo penetrating. Bradley against Thompson. Bradley dishes to Rondo. He feeds it to Bass. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo.
And he should thank the defense for those 2 points, really. Nobody paid him any mind there.
Curry is inside. He's covered by Rondo. Here's Bogut. Banked in off the glass.
You know, with that much of a height advantage, that's exactly what you should do. Take it straight to the rim.
Celtics trail by 4. And here's Rondo. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Olynyk gets the bucket. Warriors have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. It's Curry with the drive. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. The Celtics have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Bass with a screen for Bradley. Puts the lead pass in front of him. Leads him in there. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. They get Andre Iguodala. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D, I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
Now here's Curry. Back the lead. And down it goes. Jamming that one home.
Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam.
Yeah, what a way to wrap up that possession.
The Celtics have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Rondo kicks to Bradley. Rondo passes to Bradley. Right side Bradley. Curry brings the double. Bradley dishes to Olynyk. Shot clock at 5. The drive by Rondo. Here's Bass. The shot no good. And Golden State will come the other way. Here's Curry. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket. So the Celtics call timeout. They're first.
You know, with Steph Curry, it's never been a question about his talent, guys. It's always been a question about how are his ankles going to do. But really, he only missed significant time in the shortened season. And for the most part, he's been healthy and highly productive.
Celtics trail by 3. Outside Rondo. Warriors with the rebound. And a few ankle tweaks for Curry last season, but with the big... Oh, get it! Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying hard to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Well, you know what the questions are about now? It's their defense, that's for sure.
And Andre Iguodala with the slam.
Nice job again that time to add to their lead. I'll tell you what, they're doing everything right at this moment.
They're playing steadily in all aspects of the game, Steve. You're exactly right.
Celtics shooting 45% from the field early. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Here's Green. Back to Bradley. Kicks to Rondo. Rondo off the pick from Olynyk. Outside, Green. Back to Rondo. 6 to shoot. Boston needs to get off a shot. Good. 6 points for Kelly Olynyk.
Boy, it was an impressive turnaround for Mark Jackson and the Warriors last season. I mean, his promise of making the playoffs didn't come together in his first season at the controls, but in year 2, they got it done. And I tell you what, most thought Mark would be a really outstanding coach, and he's well on his way to making that a reality.
Here's Iguodala. After the made shot from Olynyk. Thompson for 3. And Boston with the rebound. Bass has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Green passes to Bradley. Olynyk sets a screen for Bradley. Outside Rondo. Rondo off the pick from Olynyk. Rondo, good. And for Mark Jackson, there have been some questions. He had never spent time as a coach, even as an assistant. I guess the question was, Steve, would he be able to take over the reins as a head coach?
Well, the biggest thing you want to do as an NBA coach is have your players buy into what you're selling, and Mark Jackson's been able to do that. His players believe in him. He motivates them. They like playing for him, and that's most of the battle right there.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Jared Sullinger comes in for Olynyk, and Chris Humphries subbed in for Brandon Bass. Humphries kicks to Rondo. A floater.
In this quarter, he's really been off the mark. He just looks a little bit unsettled.
Here's Lee. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You know, I like what I saw last year from David Lee and Steph Curry in terms of leading their team. They talked about it before the season, and you could see it in how they played and prepared.
And David Lee had been viewed around the league as a guy who put up good numbers but didn't really help you win. So it had to be a great feeling for him to lead the Warriors on the season they had this past year.
Well, I think this is the first time Lee has really been in position to win. He was drafted by the Knicks. They had really bad teams at the time, and the Warriors now getting going, adding to that roster. So I think it's unfair to suggest that Lee is not a winner based on his overall record as a player.
And he did lead the league in double-doubles last season, so he was performing with high individual numbers and certainly helping the team. Here's Rondo. Harrison Barnes picking up that last basket. Rondo with it, and Curry picks him up defensively. The drive by Rondo. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Rondo's got his second basket of the night.
Not trying to rattle any rims or racks there. Just up and in with the finger roll.
Rondo against Curry. Back to Lee. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Lee's got 6.
Everything going according to the script for them offensively so far.
Yeah, the shots have been falling, that's for sure. The offense really in a good groove.
Back to Humphries. Lee outside. Nice ball movement by Boston. Rondo dishes to Sullinger. He kicks it to Rondo. And it's blocked by Curry. They retain possession. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Some changes for Golden State. Spates comes in for David Lee. And Tony Douglas is subbed in for Steph Curry. Now the feed to Azili. He dishes it to Douglas. Pass to Barnes. Kicks to Spates. Makes it off the glass. And now a 9-point Warrior lead.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
Yeah, it sure has, Clark. I mean, with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, they really haven't had to do much on the perimeter.
Knocks it loose. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Well, he just didn't make the catch, didn't look the ball into his hands. He must have thought the ball was going somewhere else.
We've got 33 seconds left in the first quarter. Douglas against Rondo. Now the pass to Douglas. Drills it from outside. And the Warriors lead by 12.
Well, with this soft D, they're allowing them to shoot a very high percentage from the field so far.
Yeah, and they're just not offering any resistance, not making anything difficult for them, and they're able to kind of do whatever they want to do.
Here's Rondo. That misses off the backboard. Here's Thompson. Oh, he put it down!
And a count.
What a
I think that one was
at
good.
the buzzer!
Oh, 3 points right there at the end of the quarter.
Only about 1 in 50 of those go down, but that's why you chuck them up there. You want to give yourself a chance.
And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. Warriors lead by 15. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Warriors.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
Well, the other thing I like is defensively, they're causing turnovers, and that's allowing them to get into transition.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Pretty bad defense, letting the offense get right to the rim, but smart play to foul once he was there.
But you know it's going to happen, and they sent a message right there. Nothing easy inside.
That free throw from Lee is good.
You know, a big part of why the Celtics dropped so much last season was they weren't very good on the road. Ended with a 14-27 record away from home, which was by far the lowest of any team in the East that made the playoffs.
And as you said, Clark, rarely can you win just over a third of your road games like the Celtics did and expect to make the playoffs. In my head, they played closer to 500 on the road. Yeah, Steve, there's a good chance they could have ended up as the 5th or the 4th seed.
Well, and in the Celtics case, it wasn't their defense, Kevin. It was their offense that betrayed them when they went out onto the road. They just couldn't win the close games. And some of it was just age and injury. But so many of those road losses from last year just came back to haunt them, and that's why they ended up with that 7 seed.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Hi, guys. Andrew Bogut had some real challenges last season. Returning from his ankle surgery, he missed a big portion of the season, and he said, quote, "It was pitch black for months. I questioned a lot of things. Mentally, I was in a pretty bad place. But, guys, he was a huge part of their playoff run. And he said, I see exactly where I fit on this team. The pressure won't be on me to score. It's passing, rebounding, and defense. I can definitely see the pieces of the puzzle working here." Kevin?
That up-tempo style has been their hallmark, Doris, but defense and rebounding becoming more and more of a priority. And it's Rondo penetrating. Here's Wallace. Looking to end the run. Rondo can't get it to go. Warriors leading by 20. Here's Barnes. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Harrison Barnes was thought to be a shooter more than a slasher when he came into the league, and while he's been able to be effective from distance, he showed off some of his incredible athleticism with his ability to get to the rim, too.
And for Harrison Barnes, he's worked on his ball handling a lot to enhance his ability to drive.
Yeah, footwork, ball handling, passing, those were the areas where he really didn't shine at North Carolina. But he's worked hard at his game, and he's rounded out his offensive repertoire really well.
Never seemed to blink. Handled the big stage, I thought, well.
Yeah.
Spates kicks to Iguodala. Here's Douglas. Bradley with some nice D.
That's kind of a shocker. The defense was there, but it wasn't right in his face. Kind of out of character for him to miss those.
Lee outside. Kicks it out to Bradley. Just 5 to shoot. And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's foul number 2 on him. It might not warrant sitting him entirely, but another one before halftime, they could be in some trouble.
Olenek is checked in for Boston. Poked away. Out of bounds. Golden State takes possession. Here's Douglas. A 21-point lead, the biggest in the game. Back to Iguodala. Another miss by Iguodala.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Bradley, defended by Douglas. And it's Bradley off the drive. Can't get it to go. Here's Bogut. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. Celtics trail by 21. Tipped away. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. On defense, the Warriors. Bradley, defended by Douglas. Trying to get back on track. And Bradley gets it to go. Bradley's got his second bucket of the night.
Now, they're not showing too much respect for him defensively, are they?
Douglas kicks to Thompson. Bogut, defended by Olenek. The drive by Bogut, and he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Warriors lead by 20.
Boy, they are just destroying them in the paint.
You could say that again, Steve. The defenders just aren't aggressive enough down low.
Bradley passes to Green. Back to Bradley. 6 on the shot clock. Gets it to go. Bradley's got 7 points.
Man, a gaping hole in the defense that time, and he didn't waste any time getting through it.
Douglas kicks to Thompson. Feeds it to Douglas. Back to Thompson. Golden State moving the ball around. Bogut defended by Olynyk. And Kelly Olynyk is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
Boston on D. They trail by 18. Thompson dishes to Bogut. Passes it to Iguodala. And he lays it straight in. 9 points in the game so far.
And I'll say this about him, Kevin. I mean, it looks like he's made of rubber sometimes because defenders just bounce off him when he's driving the lane. What a finisher.
And Steve, some of the best highlights you're ever going to see are going to come from this guy. Every time he steps on the court, there's a chance he'll perform the dunk of the season. Well, they've only got a slight edge in rebounding when you look at the numbers, but it certainly feels a lot bigger than it is.
Well, the score has a lot to do with that, Clark. Just based on that, you'd think the rebounding gap would be huge.
Thompson outside. Barnes passes to Bogut. The dish to Douglas. It's rebounded by Bass. Bass has got 4 rebounds in this game. Thompson with the bucket.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting pounded in there. The defense not offering much resistance. They've got to force the ball back out to the perimeter.
Lee kicks to Bradley. Back to Lee. And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That is his first foul of the game.
You know, when you're an older team and you try to milk every possession, you've got to be more efficient. And over the past few years, the Celtics have failed to grab offensive rebounds, and that problem was not corrected during their disappointing 12-13 season.
Here's Bradley. And that's collected by Bogut. Bogut's got his 3rd rebound tonight. And here's Golden State. They're on a 14-5 run here. Here's Douglas. Kicks it out to Iguodala. Fires from deep. That's good with a Douglas assist. That's 12 points for Andre Iguodala.
He's created some good opportunities for himself and made the most of them.
But Clark, as you said, the Celtics just didn't grab any offensive rebounds at all this last season. Dead last in the entire league in that regard. And Steve, they were getting, what, about 8 a game.
That's been the case with the Celtics for about the past 4 or 5 years. They've never been a team that concentrated on offensive rebounds, partly because they wanted good transition defense, so they didn't send more than 1 or 2 guys to the offensive glass.
And it's blocked by Barnes.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
Well, the main thing is they haven't allowed many second chance opportunities. That is always going to allow you to maintain your lead.
Clark, I'm guessing that wasn't the plan for the D on that trip.
And I'm agreeing with you there. Once they opened the lane up for him, that was a little emphasis on that finish.
Take what the defense gives you and then just power it home, right? Why not?
And there's the call on Tony Douglas. That is his first foul of the game. And the Warriors making a change here. Curry's checked in. Here's Bradley. He's got 7. Dishes it to Olynyk. Off the run. And all around the rim that time before dropping in.
Sometimes folks forget about his decent mid-range jumper. He can knock those down all game given a chance.
It's Curry with the drive. Out to Thompson. Pass to Barnes. A 3-ball. Another 3 for Golden State.
They just continue to splash home those threes. Eliminating the deep shot has to become priority number 1 for this defense.
It really does. I mean, it's not possible to give up that many points behind the arc and not pay the price in the end.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, gentlemen, one of the best motivators in all the NBA is doubt, and the Warriors had plenty of that prior to last season. Coach Jackson made sure to use it to their advantage, however. He would post up where the media predicted them to finish, usually near the bottom of the West. It helped them play with an edge, as David Lee said. That's why we're going to go out there every single night and play with a chip on our shoulder and try to prove somebody wrong. I doubt they'll have that same resource this season, given how they finished, guys.
You're right about that. Thanks, Doris. Boston making a switch here. Humphries checked in, and both free throws good for Lee.
Well, the Warriors going to the playoffs last season for just the second time in 19 seasons, guys. Pretty incredible and remarkable, too. But it seems, as Mark Jackson said, that things be a-changing in the Bay Area, and for the better.
Now, here's Bradley. He's got 7. He feeds it to Lee. And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. And for the Warriors, a scrappy, hard-fought win over the Denver Nuggets in 6 games. They also, Steve, gave the Spurs a lot of trouble in the second round.
They sure did. That series might have turned out a lot different if they hadn't collapsed in game 1. But the Warriors showed tremendous resilience in bouncing back and really making that series so competitive.
Ezeli's checked in for Harrison Barnes. And both free throws good for Lee.
Well, you look at the turnaround last season for Golden State. A lot of it has to do with the steadying presence of Jarrett Jack and Carl Landry off the bench. Both players brought a toughness and a level of competitiveness that was maybe missing from the Warriors the year before.
Curry kicks to Iguodala. He passes to Lee. Humphries there. Post-up shot. In deep. Lee drops it in. Lee's got 8 points. 1:53 left in the first half. And for the Warriors, such an impressive turnaround last season, but financial constraints, Clark, make it tricky for them, make it tricky for anybody. Keep teams together.
Well said, but I give the ownership credit for making the commitments necessary to put themselves in a good position going forward, Kevin. After such an impressive postseason showing, I think they want to continue that momentum.
Golden State's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. Curry dishes to Ezeli. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. Boston making some changes. Jared Sullinger comes in for Brandon Bass. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Courtney Lee. Rondo against Thompson. Rondo passes to Bradley. Back to Rondo. Shot clock at 6. Rondo is doubled. From deep three-point range. The rebound by Ezeli. Golden State's gone for the three-pointer 7 times here in the second and been successful 3 times. And it's blocked by Rondo. And he gets it back. Here's Iguodala. Good, and Curry gets the assist. 15-point for Andre Iguodala.
They've owned the offensive glass here in the second.
Yeah, they're really trying to make a point of getting inside of the paint and getting after every rebound.
Rondo kicks to Sullinger. Outside for Rondo. Nice ball movement by Boston. Bradley drives in. Thompson against Rondo. And poor shot selection there. Not a high percentage look for him.
He's killing them with his poor shooting. The defense is more than willing to give him those shots now.
The foul called on Festus Ezeli. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Celtics have made the most out of their opportunities at the line. They have yet to miss in 7 attempts.
Well, you look back at a season ago, this is a club that made 78% of its shots from the free throw line, so very comfortable with that strike.
And, that just added to their confidence at the offensive end. I mean, knowing that free throw shooting was something they didn't have to worry about gave them a lot of confidence to play freely.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. It's Curry outside. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. The Warriors on top, opening up a huge gap. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
Now, presented by Sprint. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday night. I'm Damon Bruce. The Golden State Warriors are ahead against Boston. Defensively, some great shot blocking. They're giving them something to think about when they head inside. Klay Thompson making an impact in this one. He has 12 points and has also rebounded well, 6 boards. For the Celtics, though, in this one, plenty of work still to be done. They've been getting roundly outplayed up to this point, and they'll need a bounce-back effort to make up for it in the second half. Not a lot of production from Rajon Rondo yet. His shot has been AWOL lately, still on the run in this one. That'll be all for this episode. It's in the books. I'm all done reading. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third.
Tremendous output from Iguodala. 15 points, and he's got 9 points from behind the arc.
Yeah, that's been an important part of his game today. He's made his open looks.
He kicks it to Bass. Back to Rondo. The feed to Bradley. And he converts the layup. Bradley's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Celtics. Warriors shooting 64%. Beautiful all-around play by this offense. Curry attacking. Bogut kicks to Curry. 5 to shoot. No good. Now the Celtics take it the other way. Here's Lee. Iguodala right side. And some very quick points for him on that possession. Iguodala's got 17.
And his stroke has been dead on. Inside, outside, wherever. The shot's just falling for him.
Well, you know, you look at David Lee. He's more of a skilled finesse player, but plays with a great motor. Very intense and aggressive in his style. Always in motion, gets to the boards, offensively and defensively. And, you know, that combination of skill, hustle, and motor make him an all-star.
Thompson misses.
He's normally a really big threat from long range. Struggling right now. He might need to mix his game up a little bit.
Rondo against Iguodala. A good look from Bradley. No good off the back of the rim. And Clark, when you talk about the skill level from David Lee, not the biggest guy at 6'9". I know you admire his game. And Steve, a great finisher at the same time with either hand.
I think that's one of his greatest assets, Kevin, his ability to score around the basket with either hand, as you mentioned. He can shoot the mid-range shot, handle the ball. They can run their offense through him at the elbows because he's such a good passer as well.
Goes up on the block. Out of bounds. Golden State takes possession. Timeout called the Warriors.
You knew that at some point the window for the group of Celtics that had won the title was going to close. I mean, it was inevitable. But last year it seemed like they were going to go for one last hurrah as they added some depth and looked to reload for another run.
Up top, Curry. He's covered by Rondo. Rondo against Curry. He dishes it to Lee. 6 on the shot clock. That's good. That's now 8 points for Andrew Bogut. And getting back to the Celtics and Rondo's injury, a lot of people expected them to start the rebuilding process. Ended up standing pat at the deadline, Steve. Even though there was, it seemed, a lot of interest.
You know, you want to give that group, KG and Pierce and Rondo, you want to give them another run. And they had their last hurrah. They didn't get it finished. And now you start the rebuilding project. So a lot of trades, a lot of movement over the summer. But I like the fact that they gave that club one more run.
Olynyk with it. Guarded now by Andrew Bogut. Outside, Green. Goes up from the top of the key. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
Their rebounding has been off the charts today, guys. Reason number one, this game is out of hand.
Exactly. I mean, the score is right where you'd expect it to be when the battle on the boards is that lopsided.
Rondo dishes to Green. Rondo passes the Bats. They get the rebound. A second chance effort. No good on the layup.
He has not been on his game, and you know their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not helped the situation.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Kicks it to Olynyk. Busted. No good that time either.
And you got to like the defense inside, really protecting the rim.
Challenging shots and making his presence felt around the rim, that's exactly what he can give you.
Boston making a switch here. Wallace is checked in. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Bradley kicks to Wallace. Got a piece of it. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Pass to Iggy.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Bradley against Thompson. Bradley kicks to Rondo. Wallace outside. With the lead pass. And finished off by Bass.
You know, there are a lot of bigger power forwards than him in the NBA, but very few that rise up like he can.
Curry passes to Bogut. Hangs. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
Well, you know, Andrew Bogut essentially missed the first half of last season as he continued rehab from his ankle injury from early 2012. The team did a pretty good job of holding down the fort in his absence. Got off to a hot start, but no question about it. He gives this team a whole different dimension inside when he's healthy.
Jeff Green is checked in for Olynyk. And Bogut drops them both. Going back to Bogut, the Warriors took a little heat early on with that trade. You know, they sent their highest-scoring guard, Monte Ellis, for Bogut to Milwaukee, and they had to wait a long while for the big man because he came injured to Golden State.
Well, that was the main reason people were upset. They traded their leading scorer for a guy who couldn't even play because he was on the sidelines. But once he was healthy, the trade made perfect sense. Golden State had plenty of firepower in the backcourt. They needed the size and defense that Bogut brought them.
For Boston, they've gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime. Rondo off the pick from Bass. The drive by Rondo. Terrific design on the big play, and he lays it in. Rondo's got 9.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a nice look.
Poor job by the defender to not fight over or around that screen.
Back to Curry. Releases, and he hits the jumper for 2.
Well, Curry is a constant threat offensively, Kevin. As soon as he crosses half court, you have to pick him up. He's got unlimited range, but also the shiftiness on the dribble, the ability to create space, get into the paint, and either hit a little floater or find a teammate for a jump shot.
Well, one of the best shooters in the game, Steve, no question about that. The passing ability is there too, but it's his honey sweet stroke that really is his best quality.
Left side Curry. Connects in the foul line jumper. He's got 12.
Well, he's found his game and his rhythm this quarter. He's gotten into a nice groove.
Rondo against Curry.
And I think the work on the boards has been a big key for their success in this game, guys.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, it's been total control on the board for him.
Puts up a 3, and that one's good. Curry's got 10 points in just the second half.
He is just tearing it out this quarter. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this high.
Curry against Rondo. Outside Bradley. Launches it. Warriors with the rebound. Bogut's got 7 rebounds in the game.
Well, he did have a three-pointer in the first half, but so far here in the second, he's come up empty.
The pass to Spates. Thompson outside. And another 3 for Golden State.
And the threes continue to go down at that end with almost nothing happening from deep at the other.
But the way to turn that around is defensively, by stopping their outside shot, not by getting into a shootout.
And it's Rondo penetrating.
You know, it always amazes me, guys, when you look at Rondo, who really doesn't have a reliable jump shot. And yet, because of his quickness, he's still able to get into the heart of the defense and get shots at the rim in the paint. I mean, you just can't do that if teams are giving you space in the NBA unless you have the elite speed of a Rajon Rondo.
Olynyk, he's checked in for Brandon Bass. And Rondo drops them both. Here's Curry. He's got 15. feeds it to space. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got his 8th assist in the game. Well, back to Rondo, Steve. How is he able to get in the lane like that, even with the defense sagging back and knowing he's going to do what he's going to do?
Well, he's incredibly clever with the ball. He's quick. He's savvy. And, sometimes when you sag back, it actually gives the offensive player room to accelerate. And so Rondo kind of goes right at you and then gives you that little Ginobili sidestep and gets to the rim.
Fun player to watch, isn't he?
Sure is.
Pass to Brent. There's the dish to Olynyk. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Lee's got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
Not many teams, guys, in the East did very well against the West last season. And that in mind, you could call Boston's 14-16 record against the conference better than most.
And it is very dangerous to leave him open like that. Lucky break for the defense that he missed it.
Rondo dishes to Green. Here's Wallace. Gets a very good look and converts. Golden State's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. And for the Celtics against the West, even in the shortened season, they were having a lot of trouble with some of the bigger lineups, Steve. More of the up-tempo teams out west.
Well, the Celtics were old and a little bit small, too. Kevin Garnett played center last year, so they played a lot of small lineups. And when you're small and you're old, sometimes, that's going to cost you, particularly on the road.
Thompson against Bradley. The drive by Rondo. Back to Bradley. Lets it go from deep. And the rebound goes to David Lee. Lee's got rebound number 8 now on the night.
He's certainly not been at his best this quarter. And that's an understatement.
And that's a shot he had to take.
For sure, it was a good decision, just poor execution.
Here's Rondo. Hits it from about 6 feet away. Rondo's got 12 points now in the quarter.
I like the way they're working the ball inside because when you do that, you get higher percentage shots and typically good things happen.
There's Curry and Boston with the rebound. Rondo with the ball. He's got 17. Olynyk sets a screen for Rondo. Wallace kicks to Olynyk. Bank shot, no good.
Boy, he had a good look at that one. You hate to miss that shot.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the 4th. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for the Warriors.
Boy, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And then look at the points in the paint because they're really winning that battle tonight. This is incredible. It's been a 3-point barrage since halftime.
Yeah, whether by design or by accident, it has been impressive.
Crawford against Douglas. Lee off a pick from Sullinger. Lee passes to Sullinger. And that one's drained from the low block.
Boy, beautiful assist. That's a couple of teammates clearly on the same page.
Here's Douglas. And he banks in the layup.
There's no fear out of him, guys. I mean, going straight to the hoop against a much bigger defender, he's got a lot of heart.
Doubled by Douglas. Lee kicks to Crawford. Out to Wallace. Back to Crawford. Pocket 6. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Dishes to O'Neal. And that'll be Golden State as it goes out of bounds. Warriors retain possession. Chris Humphries has checked in for the Celtics. Here's Douglas. Cannot hit. Nice D from Crawford.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots just have not dropped for him today.
And it's Lee penetrating. It's Crawford on the wing. Here's Sullinger. Barnes grabs the miss.
Hey, I like creativity and a circus finish as much as anybody. But you better be sure you got a chance to make it.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
You know, it's funny. You look at the Golden State Warriors. They've had the third best home court advantage in the league over the last decade or so. Only the Rocky Mountain teams, Denver and Utah, were better. At Oracle, it's not the altitude, it's the crowd. One of the best in all of the NBA.
Both free throws good from Douglas. And Clark, as you were saying about the Warriors, they really feed off this home crowd. Steve, you said maybe the best in the NBA.
I think so, just in terms of the support they get, regardless of their success. You think back over the last 16, 17 years, Warriors have only been in the playoffs twice, and yet the fans are there every single night going nuts. So, and now that they're a good team, I think this fan base is really going to come alive.
And there's the call on Tony Douglas. That'll be his second foul of the game. Spates checked in for Golden State. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Douglas with the steal. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. And the dunk by Barnes.
Yeah, he didn't even bother to wait around for any help on that break.
That was a one-man job all the way, Steve. He knew what to do with it and when.
That's tipped. Crawford kicks to Lee. Jacks up a three, and that one's good.
The defenders need to talk to each other. The communication lacking there on that three-pointer.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Got that bucket in no time at all. And 11 points for Barnes.
Incredible. Only took them a few seconds to answer the three ball with one of their own.
Let's keep this thing going, guys. I love seeing a three-point battle like this.
Here's Crawford. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful.
Excellent work offensively to get that shot attempt into a can't-miss area.
Bazemore dishes to Douglas. Pass to Ezeli. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
And their field goal percentage continues to climb. They've really shot the ball well here today so far.
Yeah, and it's all about quality shot selection, smart shot selection. They've been very patient on offense.
Douglas kicks to Barnes. He feeds it to Ezeli. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Bazemore on the miss. Not the best shot selection there. For Boston, they've gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Now here's Lee, defended by Bazemore. Hogan can't get it to go.
He's one guy the defense is not afraid to leave open from that range, and for obvious reasons.
And that one's good, Barnes.
Well, it's been all about pace and space with them. Tempo, the fast break points, just a huge advantage.
Yeah, they've been looking to push it all the time and to get that early offense, and they're doing it well.
Crawford passes to Bogans. And the three ball is good. Golden State's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Douglas dishes to Spates. That's good with a Douglas assist. Douglas has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Celtics have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Crawford kicks to Lee. The feed now to Humphries. Spates there. Fades and shoots. Up again. Oh, and the jam by Sullinger.
And what you love about him is just the way he hits the offensive glass. I mean, he knows that those are the easiest points for him when he can find a loose ball, get an offensive board, and put it back into the basket.
And Steve, quite honestly, he is their muscle. I mean, the guy they rely on for some brute force when they need it is him. Finesse isn't the first word that comes to mind when you're talking about this guy. He had one in the first as well. He can be dangerous. Keep an eye on him.
He kicks to Humphries. Back to Crawford. Shoots the three. Good on the shot. Crawford's got 7 points for the quarter. The Warriors have gone 8 of 11 from the field in the final period. Great shooting down the stretch. Here's Douglas. And the layup's good off the glass.
Despite the troubles he had in the first half, he stayed composed and focused, and now he's getting it going.
Douglas against Crawford. He dishes it to Sullinger. There's the bucket. Good.
Boy, he picked him out brilliantly with that feed inside.
Golden State's gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the fourth. Douglas kicks it to Bazemore. Pass to Spates. Some solid defense from Humphries. The Celtics shooting about 42% so far. Lee passes to Crawford. He passes to Bogans. The second effort. Sellinger, no good. Clark, they've shared the load offensively.
Yeah, they've done a nice job with it, Kevin and Steve. I mean, everybody's touching the ball. There's a nice flow to what they're doing offensively.
Well, it makes it so much tougher to defend, too, when you have to account for all 5 offensive players, and the ball just moves so quickly. Tough to defend that.
Bogans, covered by Barnes. Bogans can't get it to go.
That's not his shot there, guys, and whether you play D on him or not, he's usually going to miss that one.
Here's Azili. Now Crawford. All alone. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Crawford's got 9 points now in just the second half. Douglas with it, and Crawford picks him up defensively. Douglas kicks to Azili. Excellent D there from Humphries.
Well defended, and he's not someone who responds well to that kind of defensive pressure.
Can't get it to go. And Golden State will go the other way with it. Azili dishes to Spates. Kicks it to Bazemore. And again, no good by Golden State. The Celtics on offense. Crawford drives in. Bogans. Back to Crawford. Wide open look. They get it again. Sellinger, no good. Here is Douglas. The pass to Bazemore. Feeds it to Spates. There's the dish to Douglas. But they'll get another chance.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
Some nice passing by Golden State here. Tries again, and the layup is good. Spates has got 6 points in the quarter.
Boy, this defense is getting eaten up on the inside, guys, giving up far too many free runs to the rim.
And they haven't been able to return the favor. I mean, their offense in the paint has not been up to par.
Bazemore passes to Douglas. 1:15 left in the fourth quarter. Barnes, defended by Sellinger. Here's Bazemore. Drains it from beyond the arc.
This game's over, guys. I think we can say that with certainty.
Yeah, I agree with you there. We have officially reached garbage time.
Crawford kicks to Lee. Passes it to Humphries. Soft touch off the glass. Golden State's gone 4-7 with the long ball here in the fourth quarter. Douglas kicks it to Bazemore. Dishes to Azili. Shot from 12. Rebound by the Celtics. 34 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Crawford dishes to Humphries. Off on the layup. Steve, they are in complete control.
Well, everything they're doing, Kevin, has been working out. I mean, the game plan was solid, and they are executing out there.
The foul called on Festus Azili. That's foul number 2 for him. Back to Wallace. Releases from the wing and drills it. Here's Azili. And here's Douglas. He feeds it to Bazemore. And the Warriors miss again. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Steve Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Holland saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, Steph Curry.